Okay, y'all. Okay. So now it's time to actually talk some Vedic astrology shit, right? So now let's go ahead and get right into it. So now Venus, the planet of relationships, right? That's what I say. Because from a more Vedic standpoint, the real planet of the relationships and how y'all want them to really be is from the emotional connectivity side. Y'all want to be happy, right? Y'all want to be emotionally connected. Y'all do know that the sign of true love is really going to be Cancer. And that's just for real. But the thing about it is, true love, it's funny because Cancer ruled by the moon, that's moody. That's why I can be up and down. Please always understand that. So what you all have to understand is that Cancer is the actual zodiac sign that rules the moon. The moon is when it's love sick. Because I always looking to connect emotionally. That's what y'all want. A lot of y'all are in relationships now and ready to get out of them. You know why? Because it lacks the emotional connection that you really truly seeking to feel fulfilled. That's why Cancer rules over the traditional fourth house of happiness. You understand that? Fourth house rules the home as well. You understand that? And the fourth house rules also the heart. That's why they say the home is where the heart is. You understand that? All that shit is ruled by Cancer, right? Venus is more of a transactional relationship dynamic, right? Because remember this, Venus rules over Taurus, which rules stability, foundations, and family also. But then Venus' higher aspect from the Vedic astrological lens is Libra. And what you all need to understand is like Venus also rules money and it's like a very transactional type of planet. But the planet Saturn is exalted inside of Libra. So yeah, and you got to remember, and look who sits right across from Capricorn in opposition. If you look in Vedic astrology, one of Saturn's enemies is the moon, right? So the moon is about emotions and love and all this stuff right there, and Saturn is restrictive towards there, right? So the reason why I say that is because a lot of y'all think, well, Venus is the planet of love. It's because it rules relationships. A lot of y'all in relationships, and y'all be like, I've been with him, I've been with her for a long time, been in this relationship together, but what y'all say? I'm just not happy, because happiness comes from the Cancer. So the emotional fulfillment aspect y'all really looking for when it comes to love is going to be from the emotional side, the emotional aspect. You want to know how I know you know this shit? I mean, you want to know how you want to know how you can really prove this shit? Where is the moon exalted at? The moon is exalted inside of Taurus. So the moon is happiness, and you know what I'm talking about, and emotional shit or whatever, and it's exalted in zodiac sign that rules foundation and stability. You see what I'm saying? And it also rules family, being a part of something, having everything, you know what I'm talking about, well and adjusted, right? Being secure. You see what I'm saying? But the moon on its own does really seek emotion. Now check this out. The moon is exalted in Cancer, but guess where Venus is exalted in? The moon is exalted in Taurus, but then Venus is also exalted inside of Pisces. Please understand that. And Pisces rule fantasy, imagination, and escapism. That's why a lot of people run to Venus saying, you know what, Venus is the planet of love. It's really that escapism aspect, because Venus is really about gain and connection, right? Venus is really about gain and connection, but Venus seeks out that emotional strong shit. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's exalted in Pisces, right? But if y'all know the story in Vedic astrology, I think the point that Venus is exalted at in Vedic astrology, it's not the whole sign to a certain degree, right? I think the certain degree is called Ravati Nakshatra in Vedic astrology. And one of the stories about that is there was a woman that was looking for a husband that she couldn't find nobody on earth. So, right, a lot of times Venus going into Pisces can rule over lost love, because Pisces rules over the natural 12th house, right? Pisces rules over the natural 12th house of losses, right? Isolation, right? You see what I'm saying? But it also rules the subconscious. You see what I'm saying? So Venus is showing you that a lot of times the best love won't come from how you feel about yourself, right? You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times chasing the love that you think that you want from an earthly perspective can lead to what? Losses and isolation and feeling lonely. You see what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of contradictions inside the Vedic astrology, but yet again, it's a whole bunch of contradictions inside of life. So now, could you technically say, well, they both kind of aiming at relationships and connectivity, so I'm going to say both. You can say both if you want to, but I'm just saying, but Venus on its own is not giving you that emotional connection that you want. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Venus rules over Earth and the air sign. That's intellect, and that's also stability and security. Real shit. Real talk. A lot of people are in relationships, they use their intellect to see, okay, well, this gonna be more stable for me and secure for me, so how can I plan around this to make sure that I'm good, or I'm comfortable, all type of shit. Yeah. So they both can technically be, you know, considered planets of love and relationship depending on how you define them. But I would tell you all that the real true planet that rules over love is going to be Cancer. Yep, it's going to be Cancer. I mean, it's going to be the moon, which rules over Cancer, right? See what I'm saying? But then y'all think love is pretty. You be like, oh, that makes this emotion. But then remember, Cancer is ruled by the moon. Half, whole, crescent. That's some days you in love, some days you out. How many times have you heard people in real life say, we've been with each other for so long, and some days I just feel like, I just want to end it all. Then other days I realize how much I love him or her and shit. Yeah, see, that's moods. Mood swings, yeah. So you got to remember, so even when you really do get true love, that don't mean stability. But guess what? True love is looking for stability, which is why the moon itself is trying to remain in Taurus, where I'm secure. And I have the family. What does a family consist of, right? Well, you should all know that by now. So now, if you can say both of them, which I would agree to a certain extent, but I know for a fact y'all are all looking for the emotional satisfaction and that emotional security. The moon is the emotions, and it's exalted inside the sign of Taurus, right? Venus is not the emotion. Venus is what? Aesthetics, beauty, relationships. You see what I'm saying? Harmonizing. You don't have to be emotionally connected to do all that shit. You see what I'm saying? So other than that, y'all, listen. If you want your birth chart read, please come holler at me. Y'all know I got more game for y'all. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, especially Facebook too. But other than that, I will talk to y'all later, man. Peace.